Oh, didn't it? Okay. All right. Welcome. It is Hewie, episode 278. Seems
We're
like we
getting
just
there.
started. Seems like we just started yesterday, right? Um,
Absolutely.
August, yeah, it's August the 4th, and it's a great day out there. It's going to be a nice sunny day. And welcome everyone. We have a great show for you. It's going to be lots of fun today. We have, oh, I know I was going to tell everybody. Guess what? Tech for Senior Live is coming back this Thursday, right? Remember, we had our month off, and we are now. Huey and I were talking about this morning. I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, I haven't been looking at the news or following along or doing as much as I should be. So the show will start this Thursday as always. Now there is a difference though. I don't know if since we haven't been following the news, I did pick up on this, is that as you know that we were telling everyone we were broadcasting to Instagram. Now we don't there's a big change in Instagram, and they're not allowing anyone to live stream to Instagram unless you have 1,000 followers, which are really our market, our following isn't on Instagram, but we thought but for the last year we broadcast there anyway because we could, right? But that's all changing now. So if you are the we've never really figured out if anybody followed us on Instagram, but if you are, we won't be broadcasting on Instagram. We'll be broadcasting out to of course, our YouTube channel and Facebook. So that's a bit of a change that has occurred, but we'll be on deck this Thursday. So please, if you want to listen to all the tech news of the week and information about, of course, Pixel's releasing their new phone this in a couple of weeks. We'll be talking all about that and lots of interesting news this Thursday. I want to thank we have now this past month we've had 30,000 people have watched our YouTube videos. It's been a phenomenal month. And of course, we do get donations coming in from people who like our video, have seen them and say, "Hey, this is great." And I want to thank Mary Morgan Pick, who wrote a nice note on our website and in our book that we are our guest book. She wrote a nice note and really liked some of our videos. She may be showing up. I don't know if she's here today, but she might be showing up for our live show as well. So thank you, Mary Morgan, and certainly I mentioned to her that of course if you want to find out all our happenings and what we're doing, the best thing you can do to follow along is subscribe to our newsletters because we put all the information that we have and all our happenings in our newsletter. So please do that. And we want to thank our sponsors again, which of course are the Glendora Seniors Computer Club. There's the Geeks on Tour, and of course the APCUG. So those are our sponsors for our newsletter. Of course, let's have a look here. We got to get moving quickly here, but Huey, you're feeling better?
Better, but not back to normal yet.
All right. You had a little bit of surgery and that's all fixed up, but you
My
were,
voice still is not back totally.
doesn't sound too bad right now, so
No, but it hurts.
it hurts. And Bill James, welcome. Welcome back. And I want everybody to listen to Bill's video today. You know, Bill, you've done some great videos recently, but we've had comments like, I like Bill's old voice back. And I don't know what you did to your video today. I said to Bill earlier today, I think he did a voiceover on it. This is so good. So well done, Bill. Your old voice is back indeed. So everyone pay attention to Bill's video today. I'm really impressed with that. Mike Leaman, of course, we've talked about your car over and over. Do you have anything more you want to tell us about it?
Well, yes, I do. I'm going to show you a couple more things here. Let me just get my share on here. This is very important.
Ah!
One more. Let me see. I click on the share. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry about that. And this guy, and whoop, that's the right one again. Sorry. Pushing the wrong buttons here. So I want to share, and I want this one. That's not the one. That's my show for later.
Well, why don't you wait till the
I'll show it later. I've got another video to show, and I will do something for an element to talk about some of the features on the new truck. It's a hybrid with a big entertainment screen, and I'm playing with some of the new features. It has YouTube on board and also has Alexa on board, so there's some neat things on board on the new vehicle.
Excellent. Half past the hour coming up. Don't forget about our premiere video, our educational series. Drew is going to talk about a new file manager. I'm going to talk about something Hewie's going to talk about today, and that's purchasing a new PC. Hewie's going to talk about Copilot productivity, all coming up at half past the hour. So there we have it. We have a good show for you today. We're going to start out with the geeks. The geeks, of course, Chris and Jim are probably almost to Japan right now. They've gone across the Bering Strait through a tsunami and have made it finally, I think, just about to Japan. But it's about 3 a.m. there, so they're sound asleep. So they did send two videos for us today. One is called, now you probably don't have this feature. This is called Reimagine. And it's a feature coming up, and you may or may not have this. But Chris is going to show us. This is pretty cool. Let me show you how this works.
So I'm going to jump right in with the most fun new feature, brand new feature. In fact, I doubt if any of you have it. I'm surprised that I got it. I just got it a few days ago. And it's called Reimagine. Now, if you have a Pixel phone, you might have had it for a little while. So I'm going to show you on my Android, because my Android, my Samsung phone, is the only one of my devices right now that has this feature. But watch how quick and easy. So here's a photo in our cruise ship cabin. I'm just looking out the window. I love looking at the ocean, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and our little stuffed pelican there always sits on the windowsill. She's kind of become our mascot, if you will. So I think that's a pretty picture. But I have this idea. You're supposed to see whales up here. We haven't seen much in the way of whales. Maybe a fluke now and then. But if I tap edit, just this edit button right here, if you have been using Google Photos editing, you will notice that this screen looks very, very different. And it will probably be coming to your phone soon if you don't already have it. And when I first, it goes away. But let me show you. If I back out and do that again, it has a message comes up, tap circle or brush to select. If I just rub my finger around the ocean part of the picture, I now can erase what I circled, I can move what I circled, or I can reimagine. I'm going to reimagine. And then you just type words. Add a whale jumping. And let's see if it does it this time like it's done it before. And now it goes blurry because it's working. It's doing its magic. It's generating.
And it needs the internet to do this.
Well, you see whales. It doesn't jump quite like the other one that I did. But I do have a couple choices here.
There's one.
Yeah. So you look at your different choices of how it has reimagined it and decide which one you like the best and tap the check mark. And then save as copy. And I now have, I got rid of the pelican's head. Oh well, it now has me looking out the window at a whale jumping. And it does it does too good of a job, right? I mean, it is absolutely 100% true. You cannot trust anything you see in photos or videos anymore. Let me just show you what. Now, this next feature is not even available on Google Photos yet, but I need to show you this. I took that photo that Google Photos added the whale to, I brought it into Gemini AI and said, make a video of it. Is that amazing or what? So that is just one of the most fun examples of what Google Photos' new AI editing is able to do.
I've got it. You would not believe what I just did, Hewie. This is crazy. So if you've got this Reimagine, it is cool. I'll show you maybe in the Q&A what I just did, but it is crazy. Crazy good.
Yes, it's on mine as well.
Oh my gosh, it's really cool. All right, let's multiple lenses. Let's see what Chris says about multiple lenses.
This was so cool. The president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. We at first heard that she was actually going to be visiting the ship. Don't know what happened, but she ended up just kind of passing by and giving us a wave. But even that was pretty special, and we got it on video. And I wanted you to notice, you could see her hat band. You could see her shoes. Our tip is how I took that. I took that video with my Samsung phone. That's it. So it has a super good telephoto. I want you to see where we were. So that photo on the left there, that's Jim on the bow of our ship, and you can barely see it. Where the arrow is pointing is the pier where her boat came. That's a ways away. I mean, you could barely see that it was a pier and a little boat that pulled up, and yet my camera was able to get that picture at about 25x. So what do I mean by that? And my tip is all of the good cameras, the phones with the multiple lenses. So there's 5 lenses on this camera, as opposed to an inexpensive old phone. There's just one lens on this. The ones that have multiple lenses, when you open the camera, you should see a 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, or something like that. This is what you see on my Samsung. It goes from 0.6, which is a super wide angle, which I love, to 1x, which is just standard, to then I jumped up to 5x. And all you do is tap the screen. So no need to put your 2 fingers on the screen and spread them to zoom in. Just tap the number of the zoom level that you want to look at. Then I could go into 10x. Notice at this point, I am seeing the people on the boats. And even beyond that, now you can pinch the screen and go even beyond 10x. And I went up to 25, looked about right. I want to show you that on the phone itself. So if I open the camera, you see the 0.6, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. Don't try to go like that. I mean, you can. So I'm right now at 2.3x as I pinched my fingers in. That's going to be using a digital zoom on the 2x lens. I'd be much better to tap on the 5 and then I know that I'm using the lens that is at that telephoto resolution. And then once I get up to 10, notice two more options appear. Now, they're just for ease of use. There isn't a 30x lens and a 100x lens, but it will be using the correct lens that is good enough to go to that level. So this phone can go all the way to 100x just by tapping the number on the screen. Then you can still adjust by pinch and then scroll around to get exactly where you want.
Well, thank you, Chris. That was great, and we'll good luck wherever you are. You probably sound asleep right now, so when you're watching this on replay, hopefully you're having a good time in Japan, and we look forward to seeing you next week. All right, Unlocking Account Security by Bill James. Let's have a listen. Pay attention to Bill's voice now.
Welcome to Unlocking the Next Level of Security. I'm Bill James, Tech for Senior. In a world where our digital lives are more important than ever, protecting your online identity is no longer optional, it's essential. In this video, we'll guide you through the evolution of digital security, explore the vulnerabilities of passwords, and introduce you to the powerful protection offered by authenticators. Whether you're a tech novice or a seasoned pro, this journey will show you how one simple tool can make all the difference. Let's dive into the future of safeguarding your digital world. Passwords, while familiar, often fall short in protecting our digital lives. They can be forgotten, guessed, or even stolen. Authenticators offer a robust solution to this widespread password problem. They enhance security by adding a second, completely independent factor to the login process. This means that even if one factor is compromised, your account remains secure. This is two-factor authentication, a security measure that significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access. It relies on combining something you know, like your password, with something you have, such as your smartphone or a physical security key. This combination creates a much stronger defense. So, even if a hacker manages to steal your password through phishing or other means, they still can't get into your account without also possessing your physical device. This adds a crucial layer of protection. Here's a simplified explanation of how it typically works. First, you log in with your password, just like you normally would. Then, you enter a unique, time-sensitive code generated by your Authenticator app on your smartphone. Alternatively, you might approve a push notification sent directly to your phone confirming your identity. Without your registered device, access is simply denied. This simple yet effective method stops the vast majority of cyber attacks dead in their tracks. Stolen passwords and even sophisticated phishing attempts suddenly hit a brick wall, unable to bypass the second factor. Security shifts away from relying solely on a secret stored in your memory and moves towards leveraging a physical device that you possess and control. Now, a hacker would need to compromise both your password and gain physical access to your phone, a significantly more challenging and often impossible task for them to accomplish. In essence, authenticators make your online accounts dramatically safer and more resilient to attack. It's a practical, powerful, and increasingly essential defense mechanism for navigating the complexities of the digital age. And the best part is that it's generally quick, easy, and intuitive to use on a daily basis. You remain firmly in control of your digital security, leaving hackers out in the cold, unable to access your valuable data and accounts. The future is even brighter. Passkeys. Passkeys replace passwords entirely, using public key cryptography. Your private key stays on your device. The website only sees a public key. When you log in, your device signs a challenge, no password to type or steal. Passkeys are phishing-proof and immune to data breaches. Even if a hacker tricks you with a fake site, your device won't sign in. No secret to steal, nothing for hackers to grab from company servers. Passkeys are simple, secure, and user-friendly. They're the next evolution, making strong security effortless. The password era is ending. Ready to boost your security? You have options. SMS codes are common but vulnerable to SIM swapping. Authenticator apps like Google Authenticator or Authy generate codes on your phone much safer. Push notifications are even easier. Tap Approve on your phone to log in. For the ultimate protection, use a hardware security key like a USB stick you tap to verify yourself. Hardware keys are nearly impossible to phish or hack remotely. These tools fit different needs and lifestyles. Choose what works for you, but always add a second factor. Each step up makes you a harder target. Security is about layers. Start building yours. The right tool makes all the difference. Worried an authenticator will slow you down? Don't be. Most days you won't even notice it's there. You'll only be prompted when logging in from a new device or doing something sensitive. Daily logins on your usual devices stay seamless. Traveling or using a new computer, that's when you'll enter a code or approve a login. The process takes seconds but blocks hackers completely. Once a device is trusted, you're rarely asked again. The authenticator adds friction for hackers. Not for you. It's a tiny step for you, a giant wall for attackers. Peace of mind with almost no hassle. Security that fits your life. Think authenticators are too complicated? They're not. Setup is as easy as scanning a QR code with your phone. Lost your phone? Use backup codes provided during setup to regain access. Strong passwords alone can't stop phishing, but authenticators can. Security is about layers, not just one strong password. Most attacks are automated, looking for easy targets. Enabling an authenticator moves you out of the easy target category. You don't need to be unhackable, just harder to hack than the next person. Don't let fear or myths hold you back. Strong security is simpler than you think. Securing your digital life is easier than ever. Authenticator apps and passkeys are designed for speed and simplicity. Setup takes minutes. Logging in is often faster than typing a password. You get real-time alerts if someone tries to access your account. Start with your most important accounts: email, bank, social media. Each step reduces your risk dramatically. You don't have to do it all at once, just begin. The payoff is daily, peace of mind. Strong security is just a few clicks away. The digital world is part of who we are. Passwords alone can't protect us anymore. Authenticators and passkeys are the new standard, simple, powerful, and for everyone. Take action. Enable two-factor authentication on your key accounts today. Download an authenticator app, link your accounts, and save your backup codes. Encourage friends and family to do the same. The more people who use strong security, the safer we all become. Don't wait for a breach to make a change. Take control of your digital identity now. Lock your digital door the right way. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for viewing and listening. I'm Bill James, Tech for Senior.
There we go. Well done, Bill. I like, and just so everyone knows, that's an AI generated Bill James. So pretty pretty amazing. The one thing comment I made, I'll just make a quick comment before we move on to Hewie's presentation, is the push notifications. If you set up that you can access your account through a push notification, there's nothing wrong with that. But we get a lot of notifications on our phones, a lot of notifications. And there's a great tendency to, oh, another notification, click yes, click yes, click yes. And, just please be careful because it's so easy. You get a notification, you don't really, someone in accessing something, and you don't really understand, what it is. And it has been, you've had lots of notifications in the past and you're tired of getting them on your phone. You just keep clicking yes, 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 yes. That could be the bad guy trying to get in. And the answer to the question would be no, you don't want to accept that notification. It's too easy just to say yes. These notifications, I think, can be confusing and you have to be very, very, very careful. You'd probably agree with that too, Bill, wouldn't you?
Ron, it's usually the push notification. If you have a fingerprint reader, it will push that to the phone and ask you to authenticate the entry by using your fingerprint, or if you have face recognition.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
Okay,
that
so they
type
added
of
that.
push notification.
Okay, excellent. Huey, are you around?
I'm rounder than I want to be.
Okay, all right. You're up.
Okay. Hang on one moment. My XPS desktop 8960. And what were my options? I'm Hewie Poplock. This is the Dell XPS 8960 desktop. That's the front, and there are several ports in front and also many in the back, as you can see. It has one HDMI port in the video card and 3 DisplayPort connections. The power supply that came with it is 750 watts. The platinum is the color to match the platinum case that I purchased. The cooling option, there were 2 choices, and I chose the standard CPU air cooling. That's a little fan that sits on top of the CPU. And you can see I have it blocked out where it is on the motherboard. The other option was a liquid cooler. I'm still not comfortable with liquid coolers inside of a computer, and even though it's a little bit more money, I opted not to get it. The processor that the fan sits on top of is a 14th generation Intel Core i9. It has 24 cores, 32 threads, and it will work at speeds of 2 gigahertz to 5.4 gigahertz. The graphics card is a very important part of this computer, and the reason that I bought a desktop as opposed to a laptop. I wanted the NVIDIA card, the GeoForce 4060. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM and it has 2 fans. And every once in a while, those fans start spinning and it's quite noisy, but luckily I have crisp on the computer and you won't hear them even though the computer is right next to the microphone that I'm using. The memory is on one card. It's 32 gigabytes of DDR5. And this computer can use up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. And by getting another stick, just like this one, there is room for 2 sticks in there. I could have 64 gigabytes. For the extra cost, I don't believe it's necessary to have over 32 gigabytes of RAM. But if I wanted to increase that at any time, there is additional memory sold separately, and I could get another stick. The storage, which is in other words, the hard drive, but it isn't a hard drive. It's a solid state drive, or SSD. It is a 2 terabyte ℙ𝕝𝕝 PCIe card that sits on the motherboard. I have room for another SSD card, and so I could increase that with anywhere from a 1 terabyte to a 5 terabyte or even bigger, in addition to the 2 terabytes that's there. It also comes with something called the Intel Killer Wi-Fi 6E. It's the AX1675. It is 802.11ax, and it also is the Bluetooth wireless card. I was having trouble getting my Bluetooth speaker, or headset, I'm sorry. I was having trouble getting my Bluetooth headset working, and when I plugged in the external antenna into the card, it seems to be working fine. I know Ron had some problems with the Intel Killer, and if I have some issues, I will then not use the software. It does come with a wireless driver. I don't use wireless. I am connected to my router directly by wire using an Ethernet cable. Microsoft Office 365 was offered to me as a part of the package. I turned it down because I already purchased Microsoft 365, have for several years, and when I installed the computer, it went to Microsoft, and Microsoft says, "Oh, you already have 365. Do you want me to install it?" And I said yes, and so all of the Office programs are loaded on the computer, as well as I can use them in the cloud. The keyboard that comes with it is just a very inexpensive Dell multimedia keyboard with a wire, and I prefer the wired for my mouse and keyboard because I'm using them enough that if I have batteries, the batteries go dead on me, and I'd prefer just to leave it cabled. It doesn't bother me a bit, and I'm happy with it. But that keyboard I probably will use with a different computer, because this is the one I bought for my other computer, and it is a lighted or backlit keyboard that has either red, blue, or green coloring, or you can turn the lights off, and it has round keys, and I really like the feel of the keyboard. So that will be my keyboard for the new computer. It also comes with a Dell wired mouse. I have several mice around here, and I'm not sure which one I will end up using. However, this Dell seems to be working fine. Now, computers don't come with optical drives anymore. CD-ROM, DVD-ROM. I have a very old one that runs at 1x speed, which is really slow, and I've had for probably 10 years or more. And if I opt to get one of these, they run between $35 and $50. It would have cost me $50 if I included it with the package. And at this point, I don't think I need it right now, but if I feel that I do, I will get one from Amazon. The operating system that comes with the computer is Windows 11 Pro. I don't have a preference. I used to say that I wanted Pro, but anymore, I don't think there's really a reason I need Windows 11 Pro. The home version would have been fine for me, but it came with it. It also comes with home and small business security solutions from McAfee. They charged me $50 for it. I didn't want it. There's no way not to get it. It comes with the computer. I opted, obviously, not to run it, not to install it, and I will not use it. I am using the Microsoft built-in antivirus and malware that comes with Windows. I also opted for no speakers because I have some creative speakers, the round ones, that I can plug into this computer, or I also have the bone conducting headsets. I actually have two of them, so I could use either one, and that's what I'll probably be using most of the time. I also opted for the Pro support, and I don't usually get the extra support, but everyone I've talked to says that it's very good with Dell, and it's supposed to be for 1 year. I did see something on there when I bought it that I would get 2 years for the same price, but when I started looking at the paperwork, it's only saying 1, so I'm going to have to contact them. I hope I get 2 years, but at least 1 year is fine. Here is the bill. The bottom line is $2249.84 or $22.50 for the computer, and these were the extra charges that helped get it up to that price, and the extra things that I did pay for as part of it. I'm Hewie Poplock. There's my contact information, my website, and of course, Tech for Senior site. And I was glad that I went ahead and opted for the second year and paid for the second year of service because I had a couple of problems. They replaced the CPU twice and for free. And in one case, somebody even came here and installed it. The second one, I shipped it out to them. They shipped me a box free. I shipped it back in that box and they shipped it back to me with no cost. So I've been very pleased with it.
Dell gives excellent support, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
24 hours a day. When you call in the middle of the night, you still get some pretty sharp techs.
Yeah. I just wish they hadn't Dell bought McAfee, so that's why they put it on all the computers because they own McAfee. But I delete it like you do.
And they charge you for it whether you want it or not.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So anyway, that's life. All right. Thanks, Hewie. As we come closer to October 15th, I guess this is going to be a bigger and bigger issue, right?
Absolutely. So
Right.
yeah, at least you got a reasoning why I picked and decided on different components in mine. So
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Now what we need to do is we're going to talk about being more efficient with your email. Huey, have you ever had an inbox full and you're just pulling your hair out saying, what am I going to do with all this email, and tried to be more efficient?
well, mine's not full, but it's got about 6,000 emails in it right now.
Right.
And I cleared it out about 2 months ago. So.
All right. All right. Let's see what I have to say. All right. Let's start by looking at one of the smartest things you can do with an email. Take action instead of just reading and forgetting. Gmail gives you 3 powerful ways to manage your messages: snoozing, creating a task, or turning it into a calendar event. Most people are familiar with just one of them, and that's snoozing, but today we're going to explore all 3 and when to use each one. First up is snoozing. Have you ever opened an email and thought, I can't deal with this right now? That's when snooze comes in. Snoozing lets you temporarily hide an email and bring it back at a more convenient time, like tomorrow morning, next Monday, or a specific day that you can choose. The email will literally leave your inbox and return to the top when the snooze ends. It's like a polite nudge from your inbox when you're ready to deal with it. Here's the catch though. Snoozing is passive. It doesn't create a task or a time block. It just delays your decision. And that can be a problem if you keep snoozing the same message over and over. Now let's talk about adding to tasks. If you want to go from passive to productive, then adding the email to Google Task is the way to go. With just one click, Gmail creates a to-do item from the email. The subject line becomes the task title, and the full email remains linked for easy access. You can add a due date, organize it into a task list, or even add subtasks. This is perfect for emails that require a follow-up, a reply, or an action that doesn't necessarily need to be done at a specific time, just something you don't want to forget. It's especially useful for personal accountability, and if you use Google Calendar, your task can appear right alongside your events, so nothing slips through the cracks. And finally, create a calendar event. Now, let's say email is about a meeting, a phone call, or a deadline, something you actually need to do at a specific time. Instead of writing it down somewhere or setting a reminder in your head, click Create Event from the three-dot menu. Gmail will open Google Calendar in a new tab and pre-fill the event with the email content. You just set the time and date, and you're ready to go. You can invite others, add a location, include a Google Meet link, and most importantly, you now made time for it. Creating an event turns your email into real-world commitment. You've just moved from thinking about something to actually scheduling it. So let's recap quickly with a side-by-side comparison. Snooze is like a reminder, task is an action, and Google Event is a time commitment. Each has its place, but knowing which one to use can make a big difference in how well you stay on top of things. Coming up next, we'll start with the most structured approach, turning an email into a calendar event. I'll walk you through the steps and show you why this can be a game changer for meetings, deadlines, and time-sensitive information. Let's start by turning an email into something powerful, a calendar event. This is the perfect move when the email contains a meeting, appointment, deadline, or even just something you want to block some time for. No more copying and pasting into your calendar or forgetting to follow up. Gmail and Google Calendar work seamlessly together to make it super easy. If you look at his inbox, you'll see a new email that's come in from Ron Brown. It's a dinner request. Let's open the email up, and it says, Beamer, can you and Sylvia come for dinner at 5:30 on August 6th? No need to bring anything. And it's signed Ron. Okay, so now we need to reply to this, of course, but what we want to do is we want to add this to our calendar and notify Sylvia. We could snooze this for August the 5th, but I want to put it on our calendar to make sure there's no conflict. So to add this to Google's calendar, come up to the three-dot menu, click More, and you can see here that there is a Create an Event. Let's click this, and this takes you right into Google Calendar. So what you see here is you've seen that the title, Dinner Request, is now going to be added to the calendar. Now, it's for August the 6th at 5:30. So by simply clicking today's date, we can now come down to August 6th, and we will choose the time because this is time sensitive, and it will be at 5:30, and let's say till 8 p.m. And it's not all day, and it does not repeat. So this is now, we're going to save this, and as we come down here, we can see that, of course, Beamer is the organizer, and we're going to add guests. I want to add it to the calendar of Sylvia. So let's add Sylvia in. So now Sylvia is going to get a notification, and it's going to add this to her calendar as well. So we're going to save this. Would you like to send him into Google Calendar guests? Yes. We'll send that. Now, I want you to come over here, and I want you to look down on the left side. And of course, we'll have Beamer Brown, and also on the calendar, we have tasks. Remember the tasks? So now the car washing task we did before is now, of course, on Sunday. You can see this, and this is an example of a task that automatically gets added to your calendar. So as we come along here, you'll now see on our calendar on the Wednesday, we'll see that there is a dinner request at 5:30. If I click this dinner request, This will bring up the information that we have, and you'll be able to see here that, of course, this brings up the information that was on our email. You can see at the bottom here where the original email was, and you can see that, of course, we have sent this to Sylvia as well. All right, we've seen how to schedule an email as a calendar event, but what if you don't need to block time, yet you still need to follow up or take action? That's where Gmail's Add to Task really shines. Instead of letting an email slip through the cracks, or worse, snoozing it into oblivion, you can turn it into a to-do item right from your inbox. And the best part, the original email stays linked to your task, so you always know exactly what it is about. Let me walk you through how it works. All right, here we are in my fictitious account called Beamer Brown. Now, my wife has just sent me an email and says, can you wash my car on Sunday? Let's open this up here, and I need to schedule this as a task so I don't forget. Not something I want to forget. So as we come up here, we can see this top menu. Let's click the three-dot menu, and it simply says Add to Tasks. So we're going to click this, and that immediately over in the right-hand panel puts this in My Task List. This is the list I have made up called My Tasks. Now, can you wash the car on Sunday? So today, let's book that in for Sunday. Sunday is here, and we'll say this is done. We can set a time. Let me say I'm going to do it around 10. It's a little bit warmer then. We're not going to repeat this. You could repeat it if you want. We're going to click Done. And now in My Tasks, it's going to list this for a task tomorrow. When we complete it, we just click this here. Why is this so powerful? Because now your to-dos are separate from your inbox, but still directly connected to the emails that mattered. This reduces inbox clutter and gives you a clear checklist of what needs to be done without relying on your memory or sticky notes. If you've ever left emails unread just so you'd remember to follow up later, you're going to love this. Tasks give you a clean, structured way to manage all those email-based items. Now here's a bonus tip. If you add a due date to your task, it will automatically show up in Google Calendar under your tasks calendar, so your to-dos are always in view when you're planning a day. In short, Add to Task is perfect for emails that require attention, things you need to remember but don't need to schedule, and staying on top of responsibilities in a structured, low-pressure way. Next up, we'll look at snoozing emails. While convenient, might actually be hurting your productivity, and how tasks and calendar can be a much better long-term strategy. So the problem with snoozing emails. Let's talk about a feature we've all used and I made a video about called snooze. At first glance, snoozing seems like a perfect solution. You're not ready to deal with an email, so you tell Gmail, remind me tomorrow, or bring it back Friday at 9 a.m. And yes, it feels satisfying. The email disappears from your inbox and you feel like you've done something with it. But here's the truth. Snoozing is a band-aid, not a plan. You snooze an email to Friday at 9 a.m., but you didn't block out time on your calendar. So when Friday arrives, your morning is already full of meetings. That email pops back up and you hit snooze again. Now it's next week and nothing has changed. This creates what I call a snooze spiral. You keep pushing emails off without real decisions on allocating time to take action. Why snoozing fails as a productivity tool? Well, it delays decisions. Snoozing feels productive, but it's actually avoidance. You're not committed to action, just postponing it. It doesn't create visibility. Unlike tasks or calendar events, Snoozing emails don't appear in your daily to-do list or schedule. Out of sight, out of mind. And it can even lead to inbox clutter. You might end up with a flood of snoozed emails all reappearing at once, overwhelming and easy to ignore. So a better approach, ask yourself this question every time you're tempted to snooze an email. Is this something I need to do or schedule? If yes, turn it into a task. If it needs to happen at a certain time, schedule a calendar event. If you generally just want a reminder and have no action to take, then go ahead and snooze it. But use snooze as a last resort, not your default. So why is calendar and task integration so powerful? Well, calendar equals time commitment. You're reserving time for it. Others can join in if you want to collaborate. Task equals action commitment. You're tracking what needs to get done. No time blocked unless you schedule it, but it is visible. Gmail makes it seamless. You don't have to leave your inbox, and it keeps your focus centralized. All right, to finalize things, here are some bonus productivity tips. Let's look at creating labels for specific types of tasks or events, like follow-up, finance, or appointments. Also, use calendar color coding. This helps visually separate different types of events by choosing different colors for different types of events. Link calendar and tasks together. Example, use tasks with due dates that also show in the calendar. So as we finalize this, let's try turning your next 3 important emails into a task or calendar event. If this helped you, give it a like and share it with productivity-minded individuals. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Okay, there. Excuse me. There you go. Here you can be more productive now. All right. Well, we're going to get to the music pretty soon. As soon as I say goodbye to everybody over on our YouTube channel, if you have if you have to leave, or if you want to come over and participate in our Q&A, we'd be happy to let you in over here on our Zoom meeting. Otherwise, don't forget about our premiere video coming up at 1:30. So before Mike, take it away. I'm just going to stop the live stream now. There we go. I think the live stream stopped. Do you want to take it away, Mike?
I will do that. Just before we go, I'm going to share one more of my customizations on my truck. This is a custom decal on my fuel door. You have to appreciate that my truck is a hybrid. So a buddy of mine does decals, and he did this as a custom for mine. So that's my fuel door. And I will be doing a presentation later on some of the features and customizations I've done on my vehicle. So for today, we're going to talk about music. And we get this shared up here. So today in music history, notable events. In 1966, the Beatles released Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. It was a double A-sided single that showcased 2 contrasting styles, the whimsical Yellow Submarine with Ringo Starr on vocals, and the haunting string-laden Eleanor Rigby sung by Paul McCartney. In 1975, Led Zeppelin's final U.S. tour concluded. The band ended their 1975 North American tour in Oakland, California, marking the end of an era for one of the biggest rock bands in the world. In 1980, John Lennon began recording his final album, Double Fantasy. After a 5-year hiatus from music, he returned to the studio to record what would become his final release before his death. In 1997, the final edition of Lollapalooza Classic Era wrapped up. This traveling festival, which helped launch alternative and grunge acts into the mainstream, held its last tour in its original format. Some birthdays on this date: 1936, Elsby Hobbs of the Drifters, the bass vocalist and founding member of the iconic doo-wop and R&B group. 1940, Larry Ketchell, keyboardist and bassist, best known for his work with Bread and as a session musician on classics like Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water. Ian Broudie in 1958, the British songwriter, singer, producer, best known as the frontman of the Lightning Seeds. 1962, Paul Reynolds, the lead guitarist of the British group Flock of Seagull, known for their 1982 hit, I Ran So Far Away. And 1981, Tom Parker, no, not of Elvis fame, but a British singer and member of the boy band The Wanted, passed away in 2022. So the two feature songs I've selected for today are, of course, the Beatles' Eleanor Rigby, and we'll play that one. And here's also the link for Yellow Submarine, which I'll post in the chat here. So Ron, if you want to play Eleanor Rigby, and I'll stop my share and put this over in the chat. And that's the Beatles from Yellow Submarine.
So I just looked up Eleanor Rigby was a fictitious person, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Okay, thanks, Mike. That was very interesting. And of course, a golden oldie, of course. All right. It's top of the hour. That's another show done. We're going to move in now to our Q&A. But if you have to take off, and don't forget, we have our premiere video coming up at 1/2 and it's the three videos we have for you is Drew is going to be talking about a new file manager for Windows, and I'm going to talk about how to purchase a new PC if you want to look at some options. Again, follow up on what Hewie just did today, and Hewie's going to talk about Copilot productivity, all sorts of information about Copilot. All right.
Don't forget Thursday.
Thursday, that's right. Don't forget, we're back.
Yes.
We're back. We're back. So come and join the show on Thursday. Now remember, Thursday, for those of you who are new here, maybe you haven't been here for a month, just to refresh everyone's menu, it's not a Zoom meeting. We got lots of people dialing in on this Zoom feed on Thursday, thinking the show is a Zoom meeting, but it's not. We broadcast this out to our Facebook page or to our YouTube channel. The links are in the newsletter and on our website. There's lots of stuff there that shows you right how to get to the show, but basically you just go to our YouTube channel. Now you won't see that before the show starts. So you have to sit and wait, and then when the show starts, it'll broadcast out and you'll see it. So it's not quite like it's pre-booked and you can see it and wait for it. So just be aware of that. But we'll be there, and it's of course 9 a.m. Pacific time or 12 Eastern time, right, Hewie? 12 Eastern?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Well, that's when you're going to show up, right? All right, and it should be fun. We're going to have all sorts of interesting stuff to talk about on Thursday. Tom, go ahead.
I have two questions. One is for everyone. The second one's for Hewie. First question is, there is some site you can go to so that you can compare CPU chips when you're buying a computer. Does anyone remember what that site is? Second for Hewie is, when you're looking for your new computer, you didn't mention anything about an AI PC or future-proof for AI. I was looking for a comment about, do we really need AI computer yet?
I purchased this computer about a year ago, so it really wasn't a concern at that point. But if you really look at what the reasoning for getting an AI computer is, it's to run AI locally. So if you're not going to do that, then you don't have to worry about it. If you think that you might want to do that as opposed to doing it in the cloud, and there's going to be more and more reasons to do so, then you might want to think about getting an AI computer.
Thank you.
And Tom, the question you had about the CPU and which one to get and so on and so forth, and maybe to compare them, the best thing you can do is go to ChatGPT or Gemini and just ask them. Say, what is the best chip for me, or what are my options, or how to compare these. And if it gives you too long an answer, just say summarize it even more, and it'll give you a real concise view. And that's what I use all the time now, rather than going to a website and trying to look at it. Does it all for you. It'll figure out all that information, summarize it for you in a very concise way.